Yo, Archives, we back with another video. So, y'all, man, hope y'all doing well as always. And yeah, we're back with another video. As you can see by the title, the title is called "All It Takes Is One Decision." And I know a lot of you want to change your life, and rightfully so, because who doesn't want to change their life and live the way that they dream to live, right? Who doesn't want to do that? I want to do that. I'm sure you all want to do that. And I'm here to tell you that all it takes is one decision. Literally, all it takes is one decision to start moving towards building the life that you want to live or doing something that you want to do. And before I even go more in depth, let me just tell you guys that it does take one decision. And I look at it as it takes one big decision to start, and then comes all the small decisions that you have to make in order to get to where you want to get to, and then comes another big decision. You understand what I'm talking about? But I feel like a lot of people overlook that every decision that you make won't be or won't have the outcome that you want it to have, but that doesn't mean that it's not life changing. Just because a decision you make doesn't have the outcome you want it to have doesn't mean it's not life changing. You just overlook that because it's not what you want. It's not what you expected, but it's still life changing in a way. And more people come to realize that later on. But coming from me, I was somebody who overlooked that a lot because I told you guys I used to struggle with patience. I'm somebody like if I wanted something, I wanted it right then and there. Like I wanted it to be done. I wanted it all at once. I didn't want to wait. If I didn't like the outcome, I didn't think it was beneficial. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was one of those people. But as like I say all the time, as I've come to grow within myself, I realize that every decision I make is not going to have the outcome I want it to have. But it's still life changing. It's still a step in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? And of course, I'm naturally talking about positive decisions, but negative decisions are also life changing. And no, I'm not encouraging anybody to go make negative decisions, but a decision is a decision. Whether it's negative, whether it's positive, it can still be life changing. And with negative decisions, you don't even know that negative decisions are life changing until later on. Some people don't really realize that until later on, but a negative decision can also change your life into the way you want your life to be changed. It's crazy, right? Because when you think of negative, you think of bad, violent, evil, right? But it's not necessarily always that. But like I said in the beginning of the video, all it takes is one decision. One risk, like I say in previous videos, it just takes one decision to start moving towards what you want to do. Whether it's something you've been putting off for a long time, procrastination, like how I was with streaming. I told you guys, I used to want to stream for a while before I even began to stream. And once I started streaming, um, and I made that decision to stream, it became life changing. Now, am I where I want to be at in streaming? Am I where I want to be at in content? No, but I'm okay with where I'm at right now because I believe and I know that I'm moving in the right direction. I don't have to be at 1 million followers, at 100K followers, at 50K, 60K followers right now. The decisions that I'm making in content are life changing. I'm okay with the outcome. But the decision that changed my life was me having made the decision to even stream, to get all this equipment, to press the start stream button. That was the big decision that allowed me to start changing my life. And if you want to get into real life, who's texting me? If you want to get into real life, the Air Force was another decision I made that's life changing. And every decision I make while I'm in the Air Force, whether it's good or bad, is going to be life changing. But at the end of the day, I still believe it'll get me to where I'm heading, where I want to go. You know what I'm saying? And not every situation, not every decision you make is going to be in your control. And the decisions I made to start content and the decision I made to go to the Air Force, both of those decisions were my decisions. I was in control of those decisions. But not every decision I make will be in my control. But that's where adapting comes in. That's why I say you guys have to be able to really adapt in any situation, because there's going to be a lot of situations, a lot of decisions that you make that are uncomfortable, that you don't want to make. But you have to make those decisions. Still got to make a choice. But if you're somebody who knows how to adapt and knows how to become uncomfortable to get comfortable, you'll be fine. And a decision that you don't want to make shouldn't cause you to make a big deal out of it. It shouldn't cause you to make a scene. It shouldn't cause you to act out of character. It shouldn't cause you to do any of that. All you have to do is adapt. Do what you have to do, and then get back to making your decisions. That's all it is. That's all it is. But of course, like I'm speaking about, the decisions that are under your control are the ones that are going to be life changing. And all it takes is one decision. So if you're holding off on doing something that you want to do, if you're holding off on making the decision that you believe will be life changing, make the decision, because what do you have to lose? We only live one life. What do you have to lose? Tell me. You can put in the comments. What do you have to lose? You have nothing to lose by making that decision, because it's either you learn, and I'm not talking about failure, because they call it failure, but you're just learning. Okay? It's either you learn or you progress, meaning positive outcome. And you're still learning when you get a positive outcome, if that makes sense. Because I don't really like to think of things as failure. I just think of it as I'm learning. Okay? So I have nothing to lose, because I'm just gonna learn. I'm gonna learn either way. But either I'm gonna learn with a positive outcome, or I'm just learning. So I have nothing to lose. I had nothing to lose when I started doing content. I had nothing to lose when I made the decision to go to the Air Force. I had nothing to lose. Those are decisions that I made that I believe will be life changing. And now that I've made those big decisions, I've been making just tiny decisions. And not every one of them, like I said in the beginning of the video, has the outcome that I intend for it to have, but it's still life changing. It's still positive or negative, but in a way, it's still beneficial to me, if you understand what I'm saying. So it's all it takes is one decision. One. And I'm not saying that every life changing moment or anything that could be life changing, it doesn't have to take a long time. But you know, they say good things don't come fast. If you make one decision that's life changing in an instant, that can happen as well. It's still the same thing. It still leads back to the same thing. It's just making that one decision, because it could be life changing in an instant. You could get what you want in an instant, and if you get it, then so be it. That's good for you. You know what I'm saying? But the same point, same principle still applies. So just look at it like that. Allow that to resonate with you. Truthfully, man. Truthfully. Like I said, I hope that what I'm doing, all the decisions that I'm making, are inspiration to you guys to do what you want to do what you love. Because I was never somebody who, I believe I said it in the video when I said I was going to the Air Force, I was never somebody who wanted to go to the military. I always looked at the military as a, I don't want to say, no, I don't want to say that. I'll just say I never thought I would be going to the military, right? It was always a last resort option until I started really reaping the benefits. I started to think about how it would changing my life in a beneficial way, and even in the negative ways. But in those negative ways, it would still become positive. I'll still try to turn it positive. But I just started reaping all the benefits, started listing pros and cons, and it went from a last resort option to a life changing option. And I made that one decision. I made the one move to go. And now I'm going. So when I make these videos, truthfully, I'm not just speaking to speak. Like, I'm not just talking as if I've, or how should I say this? I'm in it with you guys. I'm speaking from the heart. Like, what I'm telling you guys is how I'm feeling. It's how I think. I'm not just speaking as a YouTuber who's disassociated from himself and I'm just speaking to speak or trying to sound smart or be some type of philosopher. No, I'm truthfully telling you guys how I feel and what I think, and I'm trying to help you guys as well. I try to make relatable content, content that'll resonate with you, content that will change your life, that will allow you to make the decision. I'm trying to motivate you guys, truthfully, and I'm motivating myself as well. So I hope that you guys, you know what I'm saying, like I said in the last video, take something from the video. You make the one decision. You change your life because I know you want to change your life. So do it because you have nothing to lose. Once again, you have nothing to lose. And as I continue on this journey of content and on this journey of life, what I share with you guys will see how my life is changing. You guys will see how I grow. You guys will see me get to where I want to be. And I just hope while I'm doing it, you guys are right alongside with me. So, with all being said, I love you guys as always. Y'all stay blessed. Stay safe. Is this choppy? I don't know if it's choppy. Y'all stay safe, stay blessed. Keep God first as always. Stay patient. And stay patient because it's on the way. I love y'all. I'm going to catch you on the next one. Peace.